How you been?
Huh?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
You'll be my mic check. I can be talking to you. So everything good? Your Thanksgiving was good. You had a good family together.
Fam, yep.
Okay, good. Car didn't get hit this time when you were in Arcola?
I didn't hit anyone.
You didn't hit anybody. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sound check, testing, 1, 2. We all. I know what your role is. Play it. Everybody good? All right. Oh, man, that was quick. Good job.
Like I said, you got to contribute.
You never know where that's going to come. You got to be prepared at all times. Whoa. That's probably right.
You're going to have to start buying groceries again. Yeah.
I literally will find we're getting branded.
He's coming.
No, I am not. Normally, Jeremy, I would do it really well. You got someone else in the back, I would do it. They really got after the fear about it. Let me just say that's a step you can bar.
Let me tell you the cool thing about it. He was doing COVID beer like long before it became a thing, all right? So, he has been rocking that road for quite a while now, and God bless him.
Okay, Maya, can you get the door? For those in the room, we have mics on the right and left side. On your left, we have Ben, and on your right, we have Maya. So just raise your hand when you're ready for a question. As soon as she closes the door there.
Yep.
Sorry. Thanks, Coach. Go ahead. Your statement.
You know, you're trying to figure out what to do to defend him. He is just so hard to handle. And we started the game trying to help, and then they're banging threes down. And second half, we didn't help. And I give a lot of credit to Nate Lashevsky and Paul Atkinson and Elijah Taylor to deal with him. He's just a physical specimen. and we had our moments. I thought we were a little better offensively at times, and we're certainly learning about our group. But we couldn't really get enough stops, to make it more than a 2-possession game in the second half.
Mike, it's been so long since you've been in that.
Atmosphere like this. What did you learn about your team playing in this atmosphere?
Yesterday, Tom, we actually had crowd noise in practice. And I said to our guys, first of all, that was awesome, wasn't it? We missed that last year. That was, I went in the locker room before the Graham. I said, fellas, this is cool. Bands echoing down the tunnel. Students are going off. And I thought we were pretty darn good in that because we haven't played in that in over a year. And I knew it was going to be lit up tonight. They have a great home atmosphere and they got a heck of a team. And I'm also a believer in the law of averages. What have we beaten them 3 in a row? And we opened the building here, in 2015, and everybody was pissed off. So figuring even Lou Henson was pissed off. Coach Henson, God bless him. Anyways, but it was neat to be in it. It was neat to be in it. And God, we missed that in college basketball. We really missed that. That was really cool.
What allows Blake Wesley to do what he did tonight?
It's a little bit of even more of a coming out for him. I think we've just in the second half said, run our team and handle the ball and make decisions. And I thought he was fabulous. He's really gifted. He's very fortunate that he plays with some senior guards that allow him and know, you got the ball, go make plays for us and me. And I thought his decisions on when to score off the ball screen and when to find his teammates was simply fabulous. He's very special. And we just, got to keep grooming him and how to play around him and off of him.
Doug, you're to the right.
Mike, obviously Illinois has had a lot of injuries and illness lately. What do you think 1 Frazier and 3 Grandison added to them? Because I don't even know if you knew they were playing.
Yeah, no, it was, I knew last night, I thought Coach was setting me up, man. He was, I got 3 walk-on start. And I was like, come on now, Coach. I know you're going to have your guys. They've got great toughness. Certainly the big guys. He's a great story too. Just for him to come back to Illinois, and it's a good story for college basketball. I told him that after the game, but they've got some real toughness around him that can get to the lane and drive it. But where we lost the handle on it, I was like, what are you going to live with? Can we make him kick it out? And they banged a bunch down, and now you're digging out of a hole the rest of the way.
Any other questions? Right here.
I guess if I could just ask about 1 Frazier. You haven't seen him in a couple of years.
No.
Defensively, how has he changed since that first matchup?
I think he really invests. I haven't seen him since he shot that shot in front of me and it rimmed out. It rolled around and came out, and we probably dodged a bullet that night. He's a man now, and he really guards, and he's physical, and he's clutch. Brad's programs have always been really tough, and Stephen F. Austin was really tough. And this group's got great toughness. And then when and they do a good job of finding Kofi. They know how to play off him. And he's got a great demeanor. He gets pounded on every night and he just keeps playing. But again, I give my 3 frontline guys some credit, because that was when you got to deal with that, there's nothing like that in college basketball. He's the only guy like that. And I thought they were battling and wrestling and fighting, and that's all we could ask.
Anything else for Coach Bray?
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
Thank you. Good luck rest of
Thank
your
you.
Coach, you want your water?
Yeah.
15 of 19 from the foul line, and Plummer went 8 of 8 from the foul line. Down the stretch, did enough to get it done and win by 10.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you want. I mean, one of the things we talked about how good Kofi was going to be was making sure he improved his free throws. The big fella's free throws look amazing, compared to last season. And you want to figure out ways to win games where, whether you're injured or you're sick or you just don't play your best. And Illinois has done that. And, and that's the mark of good teams. You mentioned earlier that we dropped out of the top 25. I can't think of 25 teams in the country that are better than we are. I can't think of 25 teams in the country that are better than we are when we're shorthanded. So I'm sure we'll be back in there, but it's good to see these guys come out and get a win knowing that we were shorthanded.
Yeah, no Curbelo tonight. Frazier, we weren't sure. That was a question mark. In fact, I talked to Coach before the game, and he goes, I honestly don't know. After the shoot-around, he had to kind of figure out Melendez wound up being in the starting lineup, as it turned out. And then Grandison, who had coming off the flu, he was able to play several minutes tonight. See, Grandison wound up playing. Frazier wound up playing 32 minutes.
Man, and that's amazing. I mean, both guys being sick and being injured, and Benjamin was sick as well, but he was suited up and ready to go and could have gone if need be.
No Hutcherson.
I mean, just the resilience of this team, and this is something that happens, unfortunately, every year. You have those bugs go around the team, but particularly in a COVID year, it just gets scary.
Yeah, I know. And we had very little flu last year. It was all COVID that we were trying to fight off, and now the flu's kind of.
Trent and Kofi are on their way, so I'll be here in just a moment. Rob, did you find those in the bargain bin? All the wrap? I'm good. I just didn't. Oh, would you wrap them too? Oh. I don't have a DVD player anymore, or a CD player either. My 8-track. I still have the 8-track. All right, Trent Frazier and Kofi Coburn. Questions for the players? Right here on the right, Jeremy.
Kofi, what did it mean to have Trent Frazier back just 6 days after he had a nasty knee injury?
It means the world. If you know Trent, you know what he gives us. He gives us toughness, leadership, everything that you need for winning. I said it yesterday to him when I asked him. I said, "You gonna play?" He was messing with me a little bit. He said no. I almost cried, man. I was like, "Yeah, bro, I need you more than anything, man. Like, not just because we need him to win, but just the kind of person he is. When he comes on the floor, his energy, his leadership's always right. He knows what to say. He's just great for us. So it's great having him."
Enjoy.
Trent, can you just give us a general timeline of what these last 6 days have been like for you, and maybe the emotions as you left that Kansas State game?
I haven't touched the basketball since that game. I've been really focusing on rehab, getting massages, and just working on my motion, trying to get back to normal. Obviously, I'm still a little stiff, but that's just ever since that game. That's what I've been doing. I haven't done anything basketball wise, at 100%. But I mean, this is what it's about. Like you said, Kofi, my guys needed me. They trusted me, and I wanted to go out there and give my all and do whatever I could do to help my team win.
Alec in the middle.
Trent, I don't know how much attention you pay to what Coach Underwood says to us in the media, but yesterday he kind of said that you guys were soft against UTRGV. What does it mean to come back and just seem to play with more energy and toughness on the defensive end?
I mean, I don't think we haven't had a game with our full team yet at all this season. I think it's all chemistry wise. We're not soft. Obviously, Coach challenged us in those particular areas, to bring that fight, that aggressiveness. But I don't even know how you can be soft when you have the best big in the country. But I mean, like I said, we come in here every day. We go at each other and we compete. But like you said, we came in tonight and we were hungry. Like Coach said in the locker room, it was all about opportunity. We had a bunch of guys out with the flu. Had guys throwing up. Obviously injuries, but it was all about opportunities. RJ Melendez did an unbelievable job for us. DeMonte Williams, he's a guy, he was he had a little feeder. He's throwing up at halftime, and he came in and gave us some great minutes. So that's what it's all about. Next man up and opportunity.
Kofi drew a lot of fouls, all of them in the second half, basically. Does that frustrate you all at all offensively, and does it take you out of a rhythm at all?
Not at all. I accept it. I love contact. I love getting fouled. That means I'm doing something right. It's just about keeping your head, making sure that you're executing good offense, and make sure that you elevate your guys however you can. Fouls are gonna come. I'm a really huge person, so I just have to accept it and go with the flow.
Joy.
Trent, we see the shoulder operation here, the ice on your knee. Physically, how much goes in, especially right now, to getting ready to play a Big Ten college basketball game?
I wouldn't say physically. I think it's all mentally. Something's gonna hurt. I mean, we go at each other every day for 3 hours. We compete. This is all about competing. You're gonna have injuries. You're gonna have guys out sick, but this is all mental. If you tell yourself it don't hurt, it don't hurt. Coach said the most important thing out today before the game is adrenaline. One of the most important medicine drugs in the world. When you don't think about it and you get going, it doesn't hurt. Obviously, that's what it was tonight for me. But I wasn't focused on that. I was just out there doing whatever it took for my team to win. Obviously not touching the ball, but defense, my voice, I thought I made a huge impact in that area tonight.
For both of you, I mean, Notre Dame kind of hung around there, at the end. Just what did you feel like you guys did well to close out, this game?
I kept saying in the timeout, get great shots. Like I said, we have the best big in the country. No one is as dominant as him. My whole thing was giving him the ball every time we can get it to him, and that was our mindset. That was my mindset. Everyone bought into that, and that was my focus. To win this game is get the ball to Kofi.
Yeah, I think it was a composure tonight. If you watch the previous games, we kind of got rattled when we got challenged or when guys started swinging punches. I feel like tonight we kept our head. We just like being composed. Executing good offense and stacking stops. Monty did a terrific job, like Trent said. We're just locking in on personnel and giving us that extra boost on defense to keep us in the game, even if we weren't making shots.
Derek.
Trent, you know what it's like to be on a heater as a shooter. For Alfonso to give you 20 plus in 3 straight games, how valuable is that, and where's his confidence at? What are you noticing out of him?
Oh, it's very valuable. I tell him every day, every time he has an open look, shoot the ball. We go at each other every day, so I know what he does already. It's all about early is all about buying in, and figuring out this team. Obviously, being a new transfer, but he's bought into what this team wants, our goal, and he's been huge for us. And he's been very special, and late down the stretch, helping us win games. And like I said, he's on a heater right now, and he's on to continue, to make a lot of balls.
Jeremy.
Trent, the big guy next to you is currently leading the country in scoring right now. What does his presence do for you guards? And is tonight kind of a preview of what that operation can be with all you shooters and him?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, the game plan was for Notre Dame not to give up any threes, but, with such the impact he has inside nothing but other than, to double, triple him. And, it opens up the floor for every guard to make a bunch of shots, to, shot fake, create for others. And that's what it's all about, him getting double, that's helping our team win, and if they don't double, he'll score. So, we trust him. That's why we throw the ball to him every time, because he's always going to make the right play.
Alec.
Kofi, Trent didn't come out for warm-ups until I think that last kind of session that you guys do. When you saw him come out in uniform and get ready to go, what was that emotionally like for you?
It was incredible, man. Like I said, man, whenever Trent suits up, I know it's going to be a good day because he guards his butt off. He's a terrific leader. And, when I saw him today, man, I was just, like, excited. It's like it gave me an extra boost. Like, yes, like, my dog is back, man. Like, he's riding with us. And, you just love that feeling when somebody got your back and you got their back. It's a sense of, like, family. Trent's family to me. I love him. And so whenever he's on the court with me, I'm just excited, happy.
Joy.
Trent, when did you know you were going to be able to play tonight?
I kind of went through shoot around today. But like I said, if it does, if you tell yourself it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt. Obviously, I was a little timid sometimes, walking, and extending my leg. But like I said, I don't know. I got to go out there and play. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I wanted to go out there, be part of, my team, and try to get a win. That's what it's all about. We got a lot of guys out, so I know I couldn't miss this game.
Derek, for both of you guys, you both played in or Trent did. Kofi, you were there for Marquette. It was a pretty big time environment to have one on your side. How big was that, and to see the crowd back to near peak in terms of being a sold out place?
It's always exciting when Orange crushes, filled and packed in the arena. It's always a fun time when having them behind our backs. We're going on huge runs. That stadium gets amazing, and it makes the game more fun because we get into it. We got them getting into it with their coaches and stuff, trash talking. So it's always exciting to having them, in the stands, room for us.
Joy.
Kofi, you kind of smiled when Trent was asked about Brad, maybe calling you guys soft yesterday. What's it do for you guys when he challenges you like that? What's that kind of ignite for you?
I feel like he knows us best. When he calls us soft, he doesn't mean it literally. That's just his way of getting us going. He knows that we accept the challenge of, whenever he's like you soft or you can't do something, he tells you can't do something, you can't guard the person. He knows how that gets Trent. That gets Trent like excited and pumped. You get what I'm saying? So whenever his coach says that, I don't take it literally. I just know he means the best for us. He wants us to, give it an extra push, and go an extra mile. So whenever he says that, I just laugh. Me and Trent look at each other, we start laughing. We know what it means. We get going. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't think we're soft. I think we're a really tough team. As you can see tonight, guys playing with injuries, guys playing not feeling right. Tough guys, man. Make sacrifices for each other.
For Trent, you're still playing without your starting point guard with Curbelo out, but as a team, you still had 19 assists out, and 28 made baskets. Was that a big step for the team offensively as far as execution goes?
Oh, for sure. Like I said earlier, it's all about chemistry. Like I said, we haven't played one game, with our full team for 40 minutes yet. So, we're kind of figuring it out right now. We're getting it rolling. And like I said, coach talks about it every day. It's all about opportunity. Like I said, the freshmen, RJ, Luke, they're giving us huge minutes. They're doing some really good things. RJ stepped up big time tonight, hit some big shots. Luke Goody, big time shots, our freshmen, they're not afraid of the moment. So we're moving around down the right direction. And, I like where this team is headed.
Robert.
Trent, RJ started, he got some exposure, did some good things on offense. What are the defensive things that he needs to work on that he learned this game?
I don't think he need to work on anything. I think he just having confidence in himself. Obviously, it's different for him. Just believing in himself. He has really he has really a lot of length. He can jump high. He can defend. He calls me every day in practice. He challenges me, makes it tough on me. It's all about confidence, and he's gonna get that. He's already coming along. See him in the starting lineup, hitting some huge shot for us. So he don't need to work on anything. It's just all about getting into his flow where he's comfortable in, and just be himself.
Anything else for the players? All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
And their first win over Notre Dame in Champaign since 1963. Wow. And again, they didn't play for a lot of years after all those great games in Chicago, but the Illini with a win here tonight over Notre Dame in the Big Ten ACC Challenge, 82-72. Back with some highlights and more next from Champaign on the Busey Bank Illini Sports Network. From
What the hell was that Nagy do? That's a broken down. You won a game last week. Well,
He's 1-0 this week.
you know, that person did, but well, they didn't. Thank you, God. There were two teams that played. One team blew. I can't do that.
Hi, Coach.
Whew, man, I hope I sleep good tonight. What a interesting few days, and I can't say this. It's probably one of the 5 to 10 best wins I've been a part of. The trials and tribulations and unknown and all of that, and I'm not trying to make any excuse or anything, but Joey Biggs asked me before the game who I was starting at the 44-minute mark. I said, I don't know yet. And that's a really bad feeling as a ball coach. And so this group took a huge step tonight in being connected and being together. I had not seen Jacob Grandison since we got home from Kansas City. He has been in bed. I have not seen him till he walked in today for shoot around. Trent Frazier has not practiced, had no idea that he was going to play. Fletch does a deal called with force plates that he's got thousands and thousands of points of data that he jumps on, and those tell you where your strength's at, where your energy's at. And those numbers were good, so they determined he could play. Benjamin Verdonk was sick. Paul Schmidt walked in today and told me that Austin was out, throwing up, and was out. So I said, I'm going to start RJ Melendez in shoot around today. He rolls an ankle, and literally at the time, I think he thought he might have to have it amputated. After 30 minutes of, thinking that, he was he was fine. But I went into this thing thinking Coleman might have to play major minutes. Obviously, that went south in a couple minutes. But DeMonte Williams, I couldn't start the second half because he was in the toilet throwing up. And he played the entire night sick, the entire night. And I cannot say enough about DeMonte Williams. He is the adhesive that has been holding us together. He has played every position. He has been in every practice. He is tougher than hell, and has done anything that it takes for us to win. He's not going to let anything like a little flu bug stop him. And but that stuff becomes contagious. And then to play Trent 31 or 32 minutes, I didn't really plan on that. So we can sit here and talk about Plummer and Kofi. We beat a veteran, very good Notre Dame team today with a lot of adversity, and I hope this becomes something that we can really wrap our arms around and build. Tomorrow's an off day, which we need, and hopefully we can get healthy as we enter Big Ten play on Friday.
Joey?
Brad, with Trent, I mean, he's got the shoulder thing going on and the knee. I mean, it looks like he's battling multiple ailments or soreness. So what's that say about him to go out there and play? And did he kind of add to that? You know, you called him soft and chest caved in yesterday. Was he somebody who could flip that?
Well, I'm never going to call Trent Frazier soft. Trent's a dog. I mean, Trent's man, that you talk about the ultimate competitor. And, you know, he hates missing practice. He hates anything that he can't compete to win at. And, you know, he literally walked in the coach's locker room, said, "Coach, I'm good for 35 tonight if you need me." And man, don't you love that as a coach? That makes your heart feel pretty good when you know you've got a guy like that ready to line it up and go, because that was his mindset.
Coach, still playing without your starting point guard, but you did have 19 as a team. They had 19 assists on 28 made baskets. How big of a step was that, you know, offensively from an execution standpoint?
Once we got out of the first 4 minutes, it was great. You know, I think we had 5 turnovers the first 4 minutes. But and a couple of those were, you know, illegal screens and a charge. But yeah, that's a huge step. And I mean, you know, we've got to get, you know, we've got one of the most dominant players in college basketball in Kofi, and we've got to give him opportunities to get balls on the rim. And when we do that, we're going to give ourselves a chance a lot of nights because he's a high percentage guy. So again, when you don't turn it over, that's growth.
Matt?
Brad, Kofi's first 4 games, his minutes have been 27, 32, 38, and 32. I know you said he's been on the treadmill, but what does that kind of say about him that he's been able to instantly come in and play that kind of load like you, I'm sure, hoped for? But the treadmill's a lot different than game conditioning.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I think he was tired tonight, and Kofi didn't feel great either. He was another one that was set down, but at halftime, and you know, had to kind of gather himself. He's really stopped up and felt great. But again, I think the one thing we've got to keep pushing him to is playing through that. I thought late he took a couple hard shots because they were easy. And again, I'm never going to not push Kofi. So I'm not going to tell him he was great and you're in great shape and this and that. So I'm going to keep pushing those buttons, but he's doing a lot. And I thought anytime Kofi doesn't have 10 rebounds, I'm going to tell him his motor's not good enough. So
Jeremy?
Mike Bray came in here, Brad, and just kind of was in awe of Kofi, but he also talked about how, you know, it opened everything up for your shooters. Was this kind of offensively a night of what you guys are capable of once everyone starts to get on the court?
Yeah, I've said I love this team and what this team can be. All this is a hiccup. This is one of those adversity speed bumps that grow you up. And is that the right way to? They make you grow up. And it's the end game. I love this team and opportunities provided. RJ stepped up and makes 2, and Luke Goody's proved it tonight again. And you know, Jacob Grandison can shoot it. You know, everybody forgets DeMonte was the second leading 3-point shooter in the country last year. He hasn't had those opportunities because of where we've been playing him. And you know, and then he steps up the first play and knocks one down. And so I think that this team could be downright scary. You know, when all the pieces are back, because we can pick your poison with what we do with, you know, with how you want to guard Kofi.
Alec?
Coach, to come in here yesterday and essentially challenge your team by calling them soft, and then to see them respond the way they did tonight, how proud of them, or how proud of you are them for that?
Yeah, that's what I told them in the locker room. I'm extremely proud. You gotta, it's not easy. It's not easy to fight maybe a lack of confidence, fight maybe unknown. You know, you're playing a high major, very good team, national television. It's a great example when your veterans step up and do what they did and play like that. And that's the example, that's the culture, that's the fight that it's got to be every single night.
Scott?
Kofi talked about just the composure down the stretch. Shots aren't falling. Notre Dame's hanging around. What did you see from your team that maybe allowed them to close this one out the way they did?
Yeah, just, I mean, it wasn't perfect. That's for sure. There was a couple scouting report mistakes in there, but yeah, again, you've got to take advantage of the opportunity. You got to make free throws. We did that. I thought that, I was concerned the first half because, our free throw attempts were nil, and then to get to the line and make them down the stretch, that's what good teams have to do. And we got the ball to the spots we wanted to get it to and who we wanted to get it to. Trent, had a late travel on a little play we ran, but beyond that, I thought we got the ball where we needed to.
Rob?
In past years, we've had media availabilities at Ubben on the same day that the team got its flu shot. So we know that they get a flu shot every year. When did they have their flu shots this year?
Ooh, September?
Yeah.
September, maybe?
It was like early September, mid to early September. Go ahead, Doug.
Coach, expanding on what you were saying on the last question, Coach Bray kind of changed their defense up a little bit in the second half and contested shots and got really aggressive with Kofi. And you had a little bit of a lull there offensively. How do you think the team handled that, particularly down the stretch?
Yeah, and I looked out there once and I had RJ and Luke. I had Plummer out, Kofi out, and I'm like, where are we going to score? And I think that's where I've ultimately got to get to. I've got to figure those things out, how we're going to score in those moments. And yet we found a way to actually make a couple baskets. But it's again, we're so different now, Doug, than we have been. I mean, we've done so much with ball screens all year long, and there's hardly any tonight, and that's switching midstream, I guess, but we're doing some good things. But again, I'm really pleased because we're getting the ball where we need to get it, and those guys are not afraid to take shots and make them.
Joy.
So Trent comes into the coach's locker room, says he's good for 35. Do you remember about your general reaction? I mean, were you skeptical? Obviously, there's probably a level of excitement. What was that like?
No, when Trent tells you he's good, that's a really good feeling. When Trent hurt his shoulder, he fought the doctors to play. I mean, he said, you're not sitting me out. I'm playing. That's Trent. Then you have to have those conversations that hey, this is in your best interest. When we knew this one, it was just a matter of him, being in a position where it was strong and great and man, but that's Trent Frazier to the T. Now he knows his game count is dwindling quick and they go fast, and he's going to take advantage of all of them.
Scott?
He said yesterday, Trent, on Saturday, was going about half mile an hour on the bike. Just between then and him coming into the office and say, I'm good to go. Like what type of treatment was he getting? Just what got him to that place?
Well, he's lived with Fletch and Paul. It's not just been, go stick your bag of ice on your knee. And, it's been, I know Fletch left today. There's been a ton of massage, getting the swelling out. There's been a lot of recovery and therapy. He's done a bunch of bike work. He's done some work, on what's called an Alter G, is kind of a gravity treadmill that takes some of your body weight off. So it's just been a process to see then how it reacts to all of that, and does it swell back up. So, and then, once that does, how much strength does he lose? Because we're never going to put him out there if he's not capable of being close to 100%.
Along those lines, Brad, is there any update on Andre, what he's going through right now?
No, nothing. Everything is he's continuing to work through his situation, and it progresses day by day. So we'll I don't have a timetable. I don't know. Tomorrow will be another day and another opportunity for him to get better.
Joy.
I mean, he was in concussion protocol. Is he back in that? Is this roughly the same thing? Okay.
No.
Scott?
I mean, you don't play again until Friday. I mean, just how do you plan to maybe treat the rest of this week with maybe some guys getting, not, over the flu bug, maybe dealing with it like Monte? Just what's maybe the plan this week?
Yeah, I mean, we'll fall into our normal 2-day prep. Tomorrow will be off, which we need. We haven't had one in quite some time. So, I hope it's a day that gives them a day to, really sleep in, really get handle that, and then literally just rest and mentally as much as physically, along with, their treatments and guys get dings and bruises, and there's a lot of physical and mental therapy that goes on in that training room. So we'll see them all tomorrow. They'll all be over unless they are sick in bed, and we just we'll get them to the docs and get them treated.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Thank you.
Oh.